Yo guys, this is IDGeek121, and I'm going to be starting like some short tutorials and stuff on how to do things in SA2. This first tutorial actually isn't going to be so much how to play the game as in getting better, but it's going to be like a how to play the game because it's a bad PC port and we want to get as comfy of a user experience as possible. So I got a little timer here in the corner you should be able to see, and I've uninstalled SA2 from my computer. I deleted all the files in the install folder, and while it's installing we're going to be getting like a bunch of other stuff that you're probably going to want to have on hand when you're playing this game. So without further ado, the time will start when the thing says go. Oh, yeah, it just finished. There we go. So we're going to go to speedrun.com/SA2B. Check out my sick time while I click on resources. So we're going to want the SA2 mod loader. Going to download that. It'll be in a 7Z, so you're going to need a program like 7-zip, or I think WinRAR will probably do it if you're one of those heathens. We're going to want upgrade remover as well. That'll be really nice for practicing story style stuff. We don't need keep alive because that's handled by the mod loader now. This is pretty much obsolete. We're not going to be covering much about setting up live split. We're going to cover how to turn on the auto splitter. So we don't need that. Let's see. For practice you're going to want a 180 emblems file. And let's say we want to do hero story. We're just going to download some hero story splits, you know? You probably won't need that. Yeah, I can just go ahead and close these. And yeah, only 13% of the way downloaded. So, what it's going to be is, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and set up a folder on the desktop to like contain all these things. Call it SA2 stuff. You can call it whatever you want, I don't care. Let's see. So we need SA2 hero story splits. You can drag these in here. Here, this is going to be the 180 file. This is going to be upgrade remover. We can just drag this folder here. Yeah, and here, I'll go ahead and open up mod loader, the 7Z. Here we are. So now we have like a million windows open. And how long does SA2 have left? Okay, it's about a quarter of the way through, so we have time to download a couple other things we're going to want. So this is going to be if you're running on an Nvidia card. I'm going to be covering an issue that comes up if you're running with like a monitor that runs above 60 Hertz. You're going to find that you're going to try to play the game and it's going to be running a lot faster than normal because the game is locked VSync. So we're instead going to handle it at a driver level, and we're going to turn off VSync and we're going to cap the frame rate to 60 FPS. It'll make sure that if you're one of those guys and for whatever reason you don't want to change your refresh rate on your desktop, honestly that'd be the easier thing to do, but if not, then you can use this as a solution. So I'm going to download Nvidia Inspector. Keep in mind that Nvidia Inspector is obviously for Nvidia drivers. This solution won't exactly work on AMD side, but I'm pretty sure you're still able to turn off VSync at a driver level. I'd be really surprised if you couldn't. And along with that, you can use, I don't know if AMD has tools to cap the frame rate at a driver level again, but what you can do is you can use something like DxStory or MSI Afterburner with Riva Tuner Statistics Server in order to cap your frame rate. Those are two very popular tools that people use to cap their frame rates. You can Google that if you want, but the easiest answer would be to not run anything above 60 hertz. If you're watching this, you probably just shouldn't watch it. You probably just shouldn't play the game above 60 hertz. But if you're all stuck up about that, you can do this. So, let's see, we're not going to be able to create the profile for SA2 until, yeah, the exe isn't there yet. It's not going to be there till the game's done installing. But, okay, here's something else we can do. You'll notice that if you're playing the game, sometimes you'll get weird pauses for like 20 seconds, and then like if you check Event Viewer, it'll be like, oh well, your GPU driver crashed. At least on Nvidia. I can't exactly say for AMD because I'm not totally sure. So the fix for that, to keep your driver from crashing, is you open up the control panel, you go to Manage 3D Settings, Power Management Mode, prefer maximum performance. The game's like really weird about changing GPU clock speed while the game is playing. So this game is held together by like toothpaste and like toothpicks and stuff. So this should hopefully ward off a lot of GPU driver crashes. This fixed pretty much all my problems. The game's pretty stable for me for the most part. Let's see, how are we doing? Nice. Okay, well, I guess while we're doing this, I can set up another live split to have our hero story stuff on. So let's say we have an empty live split over here. Now you're gonna want to go to Open from File. You're gonna figure out where the heck you placed this live split file. We placed it in SA2 stuff. HeroStorySplits.lss. Let's set it to the default layout because this is what you're gonna see if you're just fresh booting up live split. You're gonna want to go to Edit Splits. You're gonna want to put a colon here. Putting a colon there is going to fix all your problems with the auto splitter. If you don't put the colon there, you're just gonna have a sad day. So, with that done, click Activate on the auto splitter. You can set any whatever metadata you want. Let's say we're running New Game Plus because we're cool cats, and we don't like going to the file select screen every time we're done with resetting. So yeah, with that, you can go ahead and save it. I'm not going to show you how to set up a layout. You can do that on your own time. And we don't have time to waste. Or I guess we do have a little bit of time right now. And before we forget, let's pull up this 180 emblems file that we downloaded from the website. I can go ahead and close some of this extra stuff we have open. And now we have everything in here. Yeah, so we're not going to do a lot of messing around in the install folder. We're going to keep it pretty kosher, pretty nice, and yeah, the time's going to stop when the auto splitter starts working for SA2. So that being said, we're almost ready. You guys excited? Yeah, let's go ahead and pull up the mod loader. I had that up still from way at the beginning. And it's done. So go to Properties, browse local files, and in here it's going to be like pretty standard stuff. We're going to go ahead and install the 180 emblems file. Okay, it's in Resources, GDPC. Save data. This is where all your save data is going to be. This game's dumb. It doesn't put in documents. Puts it in the game install folder. What's up with that? With that done, don't have to worry about that anymore. Now we're going to drag all these files from the modloader.7z into the root of Sonic Adventure 2, the install folder. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and make a shortcut for SA2 Mod Manager, because I'm probably going to be launching the game from this most of the time. I'm going to throw that again in SA2 stuff. So with that, we don't need this open anymore. No mods come with it. I'm not going to talk anything about mods, because you're not going to be using mods during runs. We're going to hit install loader. And what this is going to do is it's going to activate like a keep alive setting, so that when you click your focus off of the game will still be running. If you drag your window around, it'll still freeze, but otherwise you can like type in Discord or do whatever you need to do. You can also toggle borderless window mode if you want in here. With that being said, that's been installed. There's some useful codes in here. Useful ones for training are like infinite lives, disable music. Yeah, so you're going to want to make sure that those aren't turned on during runs either. So now we can do Nvidia Inspector, because we have the executable now. So you're going to notice Sonic Adventure 2 doesn't have a profile in here. So we're going to create a new profile. And you can see I've done this already, where it already has like the location saved where I need to go. So I'm going to show you how I got to here. This is in the default install place for all my Steam games. Program files, x86, Steam apps, common, Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic 2 app is the actual game. So with that now selected, we're going to turn VSync force off, framerate limiter, and we're going to go to framerate limiter V2. Cap it at cool, 60 FPS. And this will allow the game to be run at higher refresh rates, but still be capped to 60 FPS. So if that was an issue for you, where your game was running too fast, this should solve it. I would only recommend running a higher refresh rate if it's like a multiple of 60, because otherwise it might look kind of stuttery. But yeah, if that's what you wanted to do, that's how you do it. And now with that being said, this should be the final step. We're almost done with the run. So we're going to run launcher.exe. This is what you get when you launch a game through Steam. And the only reason that we're actually doing this is to generate some files that you can edit in like a notepad. So here, we're going to change user config. I got Notepad++ because I'm a cool cat. So you're going to notice this is the user config. This is a bit that toggles full screen on and off, zeros off. This sets which display it goes to. It's really finicky. This is like the resolution setting in the drop down. It's a pretty weird setting. You don't need to touch it at all if you're not going to use the launcher again, which I'd recommend you don't, because the launcher is really, really gross. So now we're going to change our width to 1920 by 1080. If you want to play at this resolution, you can set this to whatever number you want. If you want to play like ultra wide, you can set this like 2560 by 1080. So the game works pretty well with different aspect ratios. Refresh rate only takes effect if full screen is toggled on. So playing in windowed, it's not going to do anything. So you don't need to change it here. So we can save that, quit, in keyboard.cfg. Let me bring that over again. In the first player input way, I'm going to set it to 1. This will turn on X input controllers. So I'm not going to show you how to get like controllers working with X360CE because that's a whole other can of worms. I don't even use it anyways. But if you have an Xbox controller, or if you have some sort of way to run like an X input controller, then you should be good to go just setting this bit. And with that, I think we're ready to play. Yeah, looks like we got the game up. So when I load into a level, the autosplitter should start.
Is this the stage you would like to go to?
Boom. 15 minutes. Set up SA2. From clicking install. And this should cover most people's issues. The big things that we did were we downloaded some useful tools. We got our 180 file. We got hero story splits. We've got we got rid of the issue with driver crashes on Nvidia. We have VSync off and the 60 FPS cap activated. Lots of quality of life stuff. And for the icing on the cake, we're going to cover like a quick upgrade remover thing. So upgrade remover is a pretty cool tool that you're going to want to use for practice. Because say you're going to be playing like Metal Harbor and you want to learn its story style. You know, you're not going to want to be focusing on doing all this dumb stuff. Like without accidentally bouncing there instead of charging at spin dash. You know, that's always a pain to learn, and you're not going to have to deal with that if you're just doing like new game runs, because you're not going to have bounce bracelet here. So we downloaded that upgrade remover. Cool tool made by runner Emarua. So what it does is it reads your game data for the file that you have open currently, tells you what upgrades all your characters have, and what you can do is got some neat features. So if you hit the real-time toggle, you can turn upgrades on and off. Like if you look at Sonic Shoes, turn light dash on and off. Same thing with like the flame ring. Yeah, it's on his other side, my bad. It's the bounce bracelet. Dude, magic gloves are so dope looking. Look at that. Anyways, so what you can do is, so that's what you can do if you want to like test weird stuff. Again, you're not going to want to have this open in a run. It'll probably be more of a hassle than anything if it's open in a run, because it'll throw you off. But one of my favorite things about this is you set it to lock. Say we go in before a level, set it to lock. Nothing's activated for Sonic. So we're going to load into the stage without any upgrades. So we're having a cool time on Metal Harbor. Good stuff. Say we grab the upgrade, and what do you know, we messed up. Look at that. I've never messed up there in my life. Now what I can do is I can actually exit, go back in. It takes all of like 4 seconds, and now he doesn't have it again because the lock was on, and the lock prevented the upgrade get from saving to the file. So, with that, I'm free to practice this beginning part as much as I want. 19 upgrade. Try it again. Yeah, and I don't have it again. So with that, I think we're just going to call it there. The next tutorials I do are probably going to be actually gameplay based. But yeah, this is how I practice SA2. Those are the settings I usually use for stuff. We hopefully fixed up any sort of weird technical issues that you would have, and we did it pretty fast. So hopefully this video helps. Check me out on Twitch if I'm live. I'm live kinda often, so catch you later.